Good morning. This is Laurie with 88 Angels, and we're looking at what looks like a pile of feathers. It doesn't have any rhyme or reason. They're just sort of thrown together. Who's to say? Who's to judge? Maybe that's it. Who's to say that our pile of feathers isn't good enough? And what are they doing judging our feathers anyway? Don't they have their own? They have other things to do than talk about us. The reason is you're interesting. Who else are they going to talk about but you? Ah, hey, look, we got a little squirrel in the background. Who else are they going to talk about besides you? Oh, you've got ruffled feathers. You ruffle some feathers? Yeah? Let's take a look at our cards. Nithaya is our guardian angel from July 23rd through July 27th. Nithaya wants us to have physical strength, altruism, tolerance, and magic. That's a lot of stuff. Physical strength and tolerance. It's a lot of stuff. The generous God. Spiritual wisdom and magic helps one. Why doesn't it want to focus? Helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Hidden secrets about ourselves, maybe. A magic. A magical hidden secret. The card we're going to talk about today, the Eight of Wands. 8 wands of magic. Fast movement, communication. Think of each one of these wands as a conversation. A conversation about energy. 8 energetic magic wands. Frenetic is a term meaning wild energy that needs direction. Maybe us. Maybe we have a lot of energy. It looks like maybe we're going in all different directions, but are we? Ever feel like we're working so hard and we're so busy we don't accomplish anything? Angels want you to give your energy direction with purpose and with intent. So when we make a favorite dish, and let's say we're baking and it calls for cinnamon, we don't add chili powder because it's the same color. We make sure it's cinnamon. We measure the right amount so it'll be accurate. And that's what we do in life. A little of this, a lot of that, mix it together, and we end up with what we're looking for. Our intent is to measure exactly what we need for the end result to be exactly what we want. We follow a recipe sometimes. We follow a map. We can decide, well, that's the direction I want to go. That's the road that I feel we need to take. Right? There's not always a map, is there? Maybe you're the one making the map. Showing people this is the way. Aimed in the right direction. We had Lewis and Clark to say that Oregon with Sacagawea. We have Isabella Lucy Bird. Have you ever heard of her? She lived from 1831 to 1904. She traveled and explored throughout her entire life. And she was in poor health. She had some spinal problems over and over. That they took tumors off of her spine, and she just would get up and go to another country. She traveled from the UK to Australia to the United States, writing books, articles, hiking mountains in Hawaii and Colorado. And excuse me, Hawaii and Colorado are not next door neighbors. And that's a pretty far cry from, oh, well, let's go here for the afternoon. Traveling to Asia, Japan, China, Korea. So catch this, in 1881 she married John Bishop, who died 5 years later. So she was 50 years old when she got married. Well, she wasn't in any rush, was she? This feather's out of place. What's it doing over there, going in the wrong direction? Come back over here. And then 5 years later, he up and dies. She went to India, Tibet, Persia, Turkey. In India, the Maharaj of Kashmir gave her a piece of land to build a hospital with 60 beds and a dispensary for women. I don't know if I could do all that. She named the hospital John Bishop Memorial Hospital with her late husband's name, who had left her purposeful money in his will. So she wasn't greedy. She wasn't boastful. She named this hospital after somebody else, her husband, with his name. Oh, then she traveled with British soldiers between Baghdad and Tehran. In China, she was carried about 1,200 miles cross country. Carried? Do you want to be carried? You could bet, I don't know, better be a good tipper if you want to be carried. I don't know, is that the old-timey way of saying a taxi? I'm not sure. In 1890, she was awarded honorary fellowship of the Royal Scottish Geographical Society. 2 years later, she was the first woman to join the Royal Geographical Society. Elected member of Royal Photographic Society. She then up and traveled to China and Korea, Morocco. While planning another trip to China, she died in Scotland. She was unstoppable. 73 years old. She's planning another trip to China. And there's a whole list. You can look up all the things where she's written, where her life was written about. All of these. Isabella Lucy Bird. Is there a method to the madness? Explorer, chef, teacher, scientist, chemist, veterinarian. It might feel like you're not getting there fast enough, but we can only do one thing at a time for 75 years. If you keep a list, the angels say you'll see how far you've come. Because we get tired, we get overwhelmed, and we forget your accomplishments. There is a method to our madness. Family, work, play, controlled chaos. Is that what these feathers are? Controlled chaos. Not running around the world being carried, instead caring for a family. And we have a different callings. I enjoy seeing the mountains, but I'm not going to set out to climb them. I can see it's there. Somebody else already named it. I don't need to climb it. Maybe if there's a road and a really hefty Jeep or some sort of car, you can't get up those mountains in a regular car. A lot of those mountain roads are not paved. Do what makes you happy. Don't be jealous of Isabella, Lucy Bird, or Sacagawea. Their lives weren't paved with roses. And if it sounds like they were, remember this. Roses have thorns. And maybe it wasn't such a great day when these birds lost these feathers. Look at this. This is a pretty hefty feather to lose. We all have hardships, striving to have a happy life. The Eight of Wands, don't get overwhelmed. One step at a time. You might end up climbing that mountain, whatever that mountain means to you. And the angels say the seeds you have planted will flourish. Thank you, angels. Thank you, viewers and subscribers. Thank you, birds, for letting us have your feathers. That's so nice of you to be generous without a choice, maybe. Thank you, viewers and subscribers, for hitting the subscribe button. You guys are awesome, awesome. Thank you so very much. And I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye.